Lyre of the Lion by TheNightNinja2. Chapter 18. Thinking on the Past. When the two girls got there, Antonio had a boa constrictor nuzzling him and Peppa was up a tree.
"Tia, it's all right. You can come down,"
said Lisa. "Not with that rope, but death is nearby!" screeched Peppa.
"Pardon me, but I will have you know that I graduated top of my class at Parseltongue degree from Hisford College,"
the snake said indignantly. "Thank you for your help today, but you and your friends might want to get back to your burrows before the storm. She tends to be stormy when she's frightened," said Antonio.
"Of course,"
said the snake. Antonio thought the snake's accent sounded a lot like his uncles Peter and Edmund. The snake slithered off, muttering,
"I swear the evil one impersonates one of us one time, and suddenly we lose our leg privileges, and humans become insulting to us. We snakes don't forget."
"Mother, if you would be less insulting to them, they were only helping out, and the snakes are very educated," said Antonio. "I assumed you were just going to ask the rodents to leave, not get snakes to chase them," exclaimed Peppa. "The snakes volunteered. They needed to hunt anyway," said Antonio. Peppa climbed down when the snakes had left. "Honestly, Peppa, they weren't even venomous, and clearly were docile," said Mirabel. "I still don't like them," shuddered Peppa. Abuela had a really bad night. She dreamed of a massive lion, wise and powerful, standing in front of her. Behind him was the ruins of their home.
"Alma, what have you done, daughter of Eve?"
asked the lion. I didn't. I'd never," she stammered.
"My child, you were given your miracle for a reason. You can't lose sight of that reason, or else what lies behind me will come to pass,"
said the lion. Alma looked horrified.
"You were given a second miracle, one meant to open your eyes to your mistakes with the first, but you have kept your eyes closed. You haven't listened or even seen the second miracle for what it is. You beg and plead for your eyes to be opened, but it is you who keeps them shut. Pedro is disappointed in you, but still loves you with all his heart. That is why he sent the second miracle," said the lion.
"There is a second candle?" asked Alma.
"Not exactly. Though, should the worst come to pass, the second miracle will ensure nothing is lost forever," said the lion.
Everything faded out with a loud roar that shook her to her core, and she woke up.
"Dear, can I ask you something?" asked Louisa.
"Of course, Sabrina," said Peppa.
"It's about Tio Bruno,"
thunder crashed. "Louisa, you know we don't talk about Bruno," said Peppa sternly. "But maybe we should," asked Mirabel. "We don't talk about Bruno," said Peppa firmly. "Are you actually scared of him? Or do you just miss him so much you don't want to be reminded that he's gone?" asked Mirabel. Peppa stopped. The rain was falling hard, but neither girl seemed to care very much. "Louisa, you are familiar with what happened at my wedding, right?" asked Peppa.
"Yes, Tia,"
said Louisa. "I've heard the story too. It sounded more like a brother trying to lighten the mood while you were stressed, like what Camilo did this morning, turning into Mariano and making kissy faces at me," said Mirabel.
"Is that why he yelled and burned?"
asked Louisa. "He took my fork to the back of his hand," said Mirabel. "Mirabel!" exclaimed Peppa. "He was eating magic food. One bite and it was like it never happened," said Mirabel.
"I was wondering why he glared at you,"
said Louisa. "Anyway, I doubt Bruno meant to cause a hurricane. And you should ask Felix if he was even bothered by the hurricane. From what I've seen, he could care less if the Encanto was plunged into a 100-year-long winter, so long as he got to marry you," said Mirabel. Peppa sighed. "You two are right. I do miss him." "How could I not?" whimpered Peppa.
"Hate to break up the reminiscing and sentiment, but if we don't head home now, we'll be late and Abuela will be pissed,"
said Mirabel. "I am going to need a mega pint of wine to get through tonight," muttered Mirabel in English. Louisa burst out laughing. Louisa, you know English? Asked Peppa.
I'm self-taught. Casita gave me a lot of books and I taught myself English, Latin and Greek, said Louisa.
So what did your sister say? Asked Peppa.
Don't worry about it. Inside joke, said Louisa.
Peppa smiled. The girl was slowly turning back into the goofy but sensitive little girl she was before she got her gift. Many sunny days occurred when Peppa would just be in the sitting room, watching as a 3-year-old Louisa sat on Augustine's lap as he taught her how to play the piano. It was similar to when Mama had a 3-year-old Mirabelle next to her, showing her how to make a hem. Mirabelle's little tongue sticking out the corner of her mouth as she concentrated on making perfect stitches. The heart attack Julieta almost had when Isabella first used her vines to the town library to go up to the very top shelf to get a copy of a book for little Louisa, who had really wanted to have Papa read the Iliad to her instead of the normal kids' books. Louisa begged for a flower crown from her sister so she could pretend to be Persephone and rule the underworld next to Hades, her stuffed bear. She had refused to eat anything that didn't have pomegranates in it for a week. It was really no wonder that Louisa taught herself other languages just to read stories properly. After she had got her gift, she pretended to be Hercules every time she used it. But over time, the silly, imaginative little girl faded away, and Louisa didn't play with anything anymore, or pretend to be heroes of stories she loved so much. It was nice seeing her joking around with her little sister. Mirabelle sighed as she got ready for dinner. She decided her old yellow and orange dress would work best and complement the violet shirt of her armor. It would be hard to reject him a 3rd time, even if he knew it was coming. Mariano, are you ready? Asked Signora Guzman.
Si,
he said, getting up from his desk where he had been writing a new poem. Maybe the 3rd time was the charm. No, he couldn't think like that. She had said no twice, and would do so again. Especially here, she would refuse to listen to her heart. He remembered her during the battle, fierce and deadly, protecting her brothers and him. Her blade tasted blood for the first time, and she didn't even bat an eye as she killed to defend her kingdom. Even when an enemy arrow grazed her sword arm, she didn't care. She just kept fighting. He swallowed bile, remembering the life leaving the Telmarine soldier's eyes as his blade stabbed the man's throat. Over and over again, he counted 20 men who had lost their lives to his blade. He remembered Mirabelle seeing he was in trouble and pushing him out of the way with a sword that would have gutted him, her own sword deflecting it before enemy blood spattered her face. The call to arms that had left her throat and Narnia's charging behind her in answer, sweeping him from them. It was time to stand with her again. Not in a battle of swords and arrows, but as she made her choices clear. He would never wish her as his enemy. He'd never survive that. But he could always stay her friend. End of chapter. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that one. Bit of a short one. It's more of a preparatory thing. And can I just say, that bit with the snake saying he graduated with a degree in Parseltongue from Hisford College. Okay, I am loving the Harry Potter reference. That is amazing. And Peppa reminiscing about Louisa as a little girl. That's so sad, but it's also really sweet. So yeah, you guys know the drill. Like, comment and subscribe and hit that bell to get notified for whenever I upload a new video. Have a good day, night, or whatever time zone you're in. Bye my guys, gals and non-binary pals. I'll see you in another video. Take care.